the truth, but we still need to discover the truth every day, but we still have, at least intellectually, we have the truth. And what is that truth? The truth is, like, that majority of the people of the world, and really many times also us, because to understand the truth, it's something that we really need to merit. When we know it with our head, but not, we need to bring it into our heart. And that's the fact that we know that, the majority of the people of the world are thinking that God is somewhere out there. If I'm going to pray to God, God will give me health. If I'm going to pray to God, I will have sustenance. And if, God forbid, I'll make a mistake, then God will punish me. And it's like, almost like how the Rav would say, it's a total corruption, because we know the truth. We know that God is not somewhere out there, because God has no desire. God has no desire to reward us or to punish us, to give us or not to give us. There's no desire within the light, because where there is desire comes when you want something that you don't have. It means that we are in a state of lack, some sort of lack, and we have desire to fulfill that lack. But what we learned in luminous emanation and the Zohar and the Ari, that the Creator has no lack. So if the Creator has no lack, it cannot be that it has desire. And if the Creator does not have a desire to give us or not to give us, then it doesn't matter if we're going to pray to God all the time. God is not something that is outside of us. It's something that is already exists in the endless. The energy of the light is endless good. What our job is not to ask the light to give it to us, but to connect to it like a magnet, to tap to it, to glue to it, to however you want to call it. This is our job, to say that energy is already exist, and it's in my power to magnet myself to it, to glue myself to it, to cleave to it. So what are we saying? That we cannot pray to God? Yes, we can pray to God, but that praying to God is not the decision of the light, if it's to give it to us or not to give to us. And everything that is happening in this world, in our life, is happened as part of our correction process. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. So if we know that that's the truth, so if someone talked to me not nicely, or someone was yelling at me, or I was trying to achieve something and I failed, it's part of my tikkun process. It cannot be that I'm not good. It cannot be that someone is running my life. It cannot be. The same thing that it cannot be that whatever we're going through as humanity right now with this coronavirus, it cannot be that there is not truth into it that is part of our correction. So we invest so much, and so many resources to find cures and to find solutions that coming from the outside. Now, I'm not saying that we don't need to find solutions from the outside, but really in the truth process, in the tikkun process, that's not how we're going to eliminate it. We're going to eliminate some of it maybe, but it's only going to be an outside resource. If we understand that's part of our tikkun right now, is like I said, I have overdose from that cancer, but that's what the world wants us to have right now, that cancer energy. And you know what? Kabbalistically, we're going to be in the month of Leo in the next new moon, because we're moving into the month of Av. But really in the sky, the sun and the moon is still going to be, conjunct in the sign of Cancer. Again, second, month of Cancer. Like Cancerian, and what is this Cancerian energy that the universe is pushing us to have so much? And it's those emotional feelings that we are not willing to deal with, that we are still trying to run away from, because we think we don't want to be vulnerable, because we are thinking that it's weak, because we're thinking that the world wants something else from us than to be emotional, or to really open our heart. But this is the whole purpose right now, is instead of saying, come on, energy of Cancer, get away, like sometimes I fall to it, right? Enough with that Cancer energy. It's like, where can I go inside and see where am I vulnerable? And where am I not admitting in my vulnerability? And what is it that I need to open up and not to be afraid to be vulnerable? So I will be able to connect to the truth, and the things that happen in my life, and all the, people that I like or I don't like, or situation, or anything that has happened around me. It's part of my process. And when it's part of my process and I agree to it, then I live in peace.